So I wasn't gonna rush to get it when I know I could get it a little later. I know I'll break him down eventually. So I just took my time, have fun a little bit, touch him up, and
Abdullah Mason is at it again, calling out Devon Davis with absolute confidence. And this time, he's got the momentum to back it up. After extending his record to a perfect 17-0 with 15 knockouts, Mason made it clear. He wants Davis, but let's not forget, his last fight nearly turned into a disaster. He got dropped twice in the first round, a humiliating moment that could have shattered his reputation. Sure, he came back strong, finishing his injured opponent in the second round, but those knockdowns, they left a stain on his record. Meanwhile, Devon Davis, 30 fights, never been knocked down. That's the difference. Now, after his latest victory, Mason believes he's redeemed himself. He's talking big, making bold challenges. But is he truly ready for someone like Davis? Or is he walking straight into the biggest mistake of his career?
Abdullah, someone in the crowd actually said, hey, ref, this is in the 60s.
I heard that, yeah.
As it has been for a while now. The next step for any rising lightweight? Call out the division's best, Devon Davis. And Abdullah Mason is no exception. But here's the catch. Mason's ranking isn't high enough to guarantee a shot at Davis or even Shakur Stevenson. If the opportunity doesn't come, so be it. But Mason? He's convinced he's ready. I feel like I'll be able to get the job done, he told the ring, his confidence unshaken. And as Mason keeps chasing them down, one thing is becoming clear. He and Davis are on a collision course. Intro, first things first. Mason needs to get past Floyd Schofield on February 22nd, while Devon Davis is set to face Lamont Roach just a week later. But Mason's hit list doesn't stop at just 2 names. Kesson Davis, Andy Cruz, Vasyl Lomachenko, Raymond Muratalla, they're all on his radar. For now, though, his focus is locked. Handle business first, then the future begins. I'm prepared to step in with anybody, Mason declares. But what? About Davis? He's ignored Mason's callouts time and time again, and yet now he's finally acknowledged him. Why? Because Devon Davis sees Abdullah Mason as a real threat.
Gilly, I think he believes he's supposed to go to 135 at top rank right now.
I think the hottest lightweight right now is Abdullah Mason.
Fire.
Man, fuck off.
It all started when Devon Davis found himself in a heated Twitter debate. The question? Is there anyone in the 135 lb division who can beat him? Some fans thought so. And one name kept coming up, Abdullah Mason. Meanwhile, Davis is gearing up for a massive fight against Lamont Roach, defending his lightweight title. With an undefeated record of 30-0, this isn't just another defense. It's a statement. But the buzz around Mason is getting louder. One fan boldly tweeted, Devon Davis is the only one who can beat Abdullah Mason at 135 or 140, and even that fight would be close. Tank is my second favorite fighter of all time behind Floyd Mayweather, but I won't deny what I see. Abdullah Mason is a problem for anyone he steps in the ring with. Davis may be the king of the division, but Mason's name isn't going away anytime soon. Is he the challenge Davis truly needs?
With me being in the same division, I'll be coming up on a world title soon. So hopefully, if all goes to plan, we'll meet.
This debate caught fire fast, especially when Gervonta Tank Davis himself jumped in with a bold response. He acknowledged Mason's rising reputation, but made one thing crystal clear: he's still the best. No lie, he's tough with how he's growing. But me? I don't give a damn who you are. There's no one that has more skills than me. I'll show you all on this 67-fight run. And just like that, the stage was set. Fans and critics alike locked into the debate. 1. Enthusiasts didn't hold back, calling at Davis the best in the division, even ahead of names like Devin Haney when it comes to pure skill. Meanwhile, others took a more neutral stance, discussing what Davis's future fight lineup might look like. But one thing was clear: the conversation wasn't dying down anytime soon.
I wasn't surprised because every time he stood up, he seemed like he had a senses, and he'd come back and start fighting.
As the debate raged on, one fan laid out a straightforward list of Davis's potential opponents, adding some hard facts to the conversation. But not everyone was convinced. Another fan took a hilariously brutal approach, mocking Davis's upcoming fights by comparing his opponents to plumbers and mailmen. And then came the harsher critics, One bluntly pointed out that Davis has a habit of avoiding top-tier competition unless he holds a clear advantage. But amidst the skepticism, another voice emerged. One supporter laid out a true test for Davis. If he really wants to prove his greatness, he needs to face the best. Their proposed lineup: Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. Now the question is, will Davis take on the challenge, or will the doubts continue to grow?
Everybody has a different path. Some fighters, is where I'm at, and they'll be right there within the next 2 fights. Some fighters take 3 or 4 years to get there. I feel like I'm just keep moving along, and we gonna.
OA's Abdullah Mason climbs the world rankings. He took another step forward on Friday night in New York, facing Manuel Jamies at Madison Square Garden's theater. Now ranked 15th and 13th by 2 major sanctioning bodies, Mason knows he's making progress, but how close is he to the top? Even he isn't sure. Everybody's path is different, the 20-year-old said. Some guys in my position are just 1 or 2 fights away. Mason isn't rushing. He's running his own race. But with his momentum building, the question remains. How long before he forces his way into the title picture?
Same thing as Kid Austin. A lot of people count on Roach out. What chances does Roach realistically have against Gervonta?
The lightweight division has long been one of boxing's most exciting, with stars like Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta "Tank" Davis leading the way. Both fighters have highly anticipated matchups coming up, and Mason is keeping a close eye on them. 135 has been the hottest division in boxing for a while now, he said. When you reach the top, you know what you have to do. You know what you need to look like. I believe I'm the next guy in line at 135, as long as I keep doing what I'm doing. When asked who the top dog in the division is and who might come out on top if Stevenson and Davis were to meet, Mason stayed cautious. Until they all fight each other, you'll never know, he stated. But the guys with the titles, that's who I look at as the guys to beat. Anyone with a title, that's who I'm focused on.
He's been in it since he was young as well, so he knows what it's like to be a fighter. And he's gonna come in there, he's gonna let his hands go, and he's gonna try to win. So, I haven't watched too much of him, but I know, he likes to fight.
Tank has indeed been at the top of the lightweight division for the longest, so it's fair to say he's earned his spot there. Shakur Stevenson, with his title, definitely belongs in the conversation as well. As for Stevenson's upcoming fight with the promising Floyd Schofield, on February 22nd, Mason has his prediction ready. I think Shakur is going to get him out of there, probably by stoppage, or he's just going to outclass him for the full fight. Mason acknowledged Schofield's talent, saying, "He's a great fighter, no doubt. He's done some amazing work." However, he doesn't believe Schofield has the it factor to reach elite status. You can't underestimate him, but when it comes to elite boxing, I say Shakur walks over Schofield, Mason concluded.
Styles make fights, so I can't really give you a prediction on that, but I'm gonna be tuned in.
Out of those 3 guys, that may...
2 weeks after Shakur, Stevenson's fight, Tank Davis will face Lamont Roach, and Mason has some thoughts on the upcoming matchup. I feel like Tank has it, he said, though he believes it's going to be a tough fight. Lamont Roach likes to fight, and he's been doing it since he was young, so it's not foreign to him. I feel like it's going to be a better fight than the Frank Martin one for Tank, so it might be a little more challenging in my eyes. But styles make fights, so you don't really know until they get in there. Tank Davis is often hailed by young fighters as their favorite boxer, but Mason isn't ready to go that far, though he has immense respect for him. He did what he had to do to get to where he's at now, Mason remarked. I respect the process of what he went through in boxing.